It's great insurance. NJM. Get a quote today. All right, and we welcome you back to Dillon Gym. National Anthem has concluded. That means we're ready for some volleyball here on ESPN+. Simon Rosenwasser and Alex Merkais. We get a look at Coach Sabrina King. 10th season as the head coach for Princeton, and Princeton, really, the last 5 years, the class of the Ivy. Coach of the Year back in 2019. That was the last Coach of the Year award that was delivered, and Sabrina King with another potent squad here this year. Ah-Hen Kim, a newcomer onto the scene, relatively speaking, his first head coaching job, but what a job he has done with this Brown Bears squad. In particular, a young, talented recruiting class that coming in, and we got to look at one of them there, the reigning Rookie of the Year in the Ivy League, Sophia Miller. You got some young guns on this squad, 2 freshmen that have not been off the court this year, played in every single match, and this is a Brown Bears team that has not lost in the Ivy League, and they're still relying on those young guns. Should be a fun one here tonight, Alex. Been looking forward to this one for a little while. Glad that both teams won last night to keep their winning streaks alive.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's just so much more on the line now that both teams are undefeated. We know one of these teams is going to lose tonight, and excited to see how this plays out.
And it'll be the Brown Bears with Sierra Jenkins, the sophomore setter, who gets the first touch on the game. The first kill goes to Princeton. And it's Julia Schnur, first year starting in her senior campaign, and it's been quite a campaign for her. Leading the Ivy League in blocks per set. Lindsay Kelly, the setter for Princeton, serves. And that one is down for a kill. First point for Kate Shear. Now Brown and we're knotted up at 1. Shear leading the team in kills. That's her 181st on the season. Serve receive error there on Princeton. 2-1 Brown. Sophia Miller, the junior from Dallas, Texas. Slammed home. Defense by Brown. And then Luoma can't handle. Another point for the Bears. And 3 of the first 4 going to Brown. Sophia Miller, reigning Rookie of the Year in the Ivy League. First team All-Ivy in the freshman campaign. Elena Montgomery, her first kill. And we get another look here right up the line. Montgomery has been steady Eddie this season for the Princeton Tigers. It's a lot of volume.
I think, you got to get Elena going early on in this match. She's definitely going to be a key factor for these Tigers.
Pretty good serve there. Leads to an overpass and a kill for Avery Luoma. As we get another look at Luoma putting it home. Junior from Phoenix, very efficient this year, 363. As that point will go in favor of Brown. Zoe Obamadou with the kill. Obamadou certainly an X-factor for this Brown team. Playing really well lately. There's Luoma. Down goes Sophia Miller to keep it alive. Lindsay Kelly will start the sequence for Princeton. Swing from Melina Mayhood. And that ball will dip down, top spin into the corner. And Sophia Miller, another kill. Brown maintaining 2-point advantage. And Victoria Vo, freshman from Wiley, Texas. We'll get another chance after that ball comes out of bounds on the near side. Vo is one of those freshmen that has not left the floor. Has played in every single set this year for the Brown Bears. A chance for Princeton to set up. Kelly for Mayhood, and she is blocked back. A stuff. And it's Kate Shear. Alex, we get some big bodies tonight. Some tall girls, including Kate Shear.
I mean, just looking at this Brown defense, you see they're really closing the block super well, and they're putting up a really big block that's hard to hit around.
Shear standing at 6 foot, and it was going to be a long point. It will end with a whistle and a violation against Brown. Princeton getting one back, 7-4. And here's Cameron Dames, really the engine that makes this Princeton team go. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the Ivy League. Will be a service ace for Dames.
Fantastic serve. Just able to see the hole right there in the middle of the court where there's no one standing. She might even go for it again.
Quite a look she gives to her bench. 10th ace on the year for Dames. As Kelly with a controlled dig. Well done. And then once again has to have some last-minute reflexes to keep it alive. Blocked by Mayhood. And now Kelly will set Melina off the blocks. And now Vo setting this ball. It's a little out of bounds. So a couple in a row for Princeton. Make it 3 in a row. And it's 7-6.
I think that's what we can expect to see tonight. You got the two best teams in the Ivy League. We're not going to be seeing these crazy leads or crazy runs. It's going to be very, very close.
And the first kill there for Kayla Riebel. Riebel also a freshman from Katy, Texas. This is Caitlin Wong. Kelly for Mayhood. Melina Mayhood. With a good-looking kill there cross court. Alex, one thing with Princeton this year, as we look at Mayhood, who's played really well in recent weeks. One of the season was mostly Elena Montgomery. We've seen some players stepping up, including Melina.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of that young talent, Mayhood and players like Uoma who are juniors, but they're getting their first year of eligibility, and I think they're becoming so steady because with some experience and with some connection with that setter, they're starting to end up, they can be more of a role player, whereas you had someone like Montgomery who played her freshman and sophomore year.
Mayhood getting the recent kill. Montgomery digging this one out in an 8-8 game one, and Princeton with its first lead. As Olivia Shaywee puts it down, Shaywee another one, stepping up and put the ball away with some consistency. Early timeout call by Brown, 9-8 the score. As we look at the Princeton side, winners of 11 in a row. 6 of 8 in 3 sets, 6 of the last 8 they played. Leading the Ivy League in hitting percentage, also leading in defense, the opponent hitting percentage as well. This is a Princeton team that Coach King said has the potential to be really special, and she's seen some special ones in the last decade or so.
I think what makes this squad so special is that we see some of these young players start to bloom, but at the same time, for the most part on that court, it's the entire junior class of Princeton, which means that next year they're only going to be more experienced and they're going to have the same girls likely on the floor, which I think is really exciting to see just how they're going to grow through this season.
You can see the confidence growing as well, particularly we just talked about Melina Mayhood, but Sabrina said that was a key for her early, getting that confidence up for 3 of the last 4 games, double-digit kills. And only 1 double-digit kill game in her first 10. So speaking to that good play lately. Cameron Dames, good dig. Here's Montgomery from the back row. Princeton staying with it off the top. It's Mayhood, 3rd kill in recent memory.
I mean, back to Melina Mayhood. Like you were saying, with those double-digit kills, last night career high against Yale, getting 17 kills. You can definitely say that someone's confidence is going to go up after getting a career high so early in the season.
A couple of career highs. Avery Luoma, career best, 20 kills in that game. Useful shot there, and that will be a point for Brown. And it was Bo Vanderlaan, phenomenal freshman. Another freshman that has played in every single set. Maybe the last time we call her name tonight. Kayla Griebel leading the team in aces is behind the service line. 10-9 game, first set. Vanderlaan calling for it. They will go out of bounds. It looked like the referee called it out, but it was tipped in the front row, and the kill is good for Sophia Miller. 10-10. Mayhood. Terry Vo able to handle. Dames does the same on her end, but tapped down by Sophia Miller. So 2 in a row for Miller. And Brown, since the timeout, a little run together, claiming that 11-10 lead. She's been the hot hand. And the hot hand continues for Melina, though she comes out here. Good run for Mayhood. And another look.
She's having a phenomenal night leading these Tigers in kills right now.
8 total attacks. Hitting 375 in the early goings here. Here's Vanderlaan with an impressive ankle. Vanderlaan leading the Ivy League in hitting percentage. Coming in 143 kills, only 26 errors. And has been swinging hot lately as well. 12-11 Brown. Here's Kelly setting Montgomery. Blocked but out of bounds.
That's a great tool shot by Montgomery. Something that certainly comes with experience in the sport. Being able to see that outside hand, and you don't necessarily need to put the ball to the floor every time. You can just use the block like that.
Alex, as a men's player, you're now a junior. You can relate to this. You were a freshman last time that you played on the court. And for Elena, same kind of deal. She was a freshman, and now all of a sudden a veteran on this team. And Sophia Miller puts another one down. Kill through a double block, Sophia Miller. Lefty swing to the back row. This one out of bounds. Brown will take the 2-point lead. The attack error against Julia Schnur. Not going to see many of those. Again, a very efficient hit.
And efficient blocker. I mean, we see she's leading the Ivy League in blocks. Just a completely well-rounded middle, Julia Schnur.
They'll set Schnur again. Oh, the first touch for Brown. And Obamadou, the finishing one. Zoe Obamadou, the sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we've got a timeout by Princeton. Obamadou with authority there. And it's the largest lead of the set, so 3 points the advantage. And Brown now on a 9-match winning streak at the top of the Ivy League standings for Princeton after 3 weeks of play. It's the longest winning streak for Brown since 1998, when they went 11 games unbeaten. And their 6-0 start is the best start to an Ivy League campaign for the Bears since going 7-0, also in 1998. But you've already seen the young players, and they're not playing young. They're playing like they've been playing together for a little while now. Impressive stuff from this Brown team. Ah-Hen Kim in his 3rd season. See him there. In the background as the Bears huddle up.
I mean, that's really exciting for those Brown Bears. Such a young coach, young players. That's certainly going to attract attention and recruiting, for the next few years, especially with how good these young girls are able to do.
And look at Sabrina King knows a little thing or two about building a volleyball program here in the Ivy League. The run will stop out of the timeout with the service error by Brown. So that's just what Princeton needed, and now they have statistically their best server behind the line, and Lindsey Kelly.
That last play is one of those plays you got to tip your hat to the coaching staff. It was just a great time to call a timeout and throw Brown out of their rhythm.
That's going to be a free ball, and boy, it just gets over. Scrambling here, Montgomery puts an end to it. Elena Montgomery leading the team in kills. Now 190 on the season, just under 4%. Couple in a row for Princeton, make it 3 in a row. Couple blocks up front, it's Schnurr and Montgomery. Look at the Tigers standing tall. 15 apiece, 3 in a row for Princeton. Dump attempt, and Princeton wasn't having it. Schnurr standing tall. And that is probably the biggest storyline with these two teams in terms of their height. Leading the Ivy League in blocks 1 and 2. And you've got, looking at Brown, 6-foot Katie Shear, 6-foot Kayla Griebel, Sophia Miller at 6 foot as well. Bo Vanderlaan 6'1", and then Princeton with the blockers. We talked about Schnurr leading the league in blocks at 6'1". Shaywee can get up there at 6'2". Mayhood, she can get up there. She's 5'11", and that's short compared to all the other girls we're talking about. Luoma 6'1", and 6'3", Elena Montgomery. These are two of the tallest teams in the Ivy, and their play mimicking their height, playing big.
Absolutely. And like we said at the beginning of this set, I mean, yes, Brown was up 3 points, but we're not going to see those big leads. We've seen such fluctuations in this set where Princeton takes the lead, Brown takes the lead. Each team kind of climbs up by 1 or 2, and the other team catches up. And I think that just speaks to the level of these teams, Nobody's going to let the other team go on a 7 or 8 point run like we've seen in maybe some of their other matches. These are the 2 best teams in the league, and they're really fighting it out here.
So are we expecting both coaches to utilize those timeouts?
Oh, especially early on. If they're going on a 3 or 4 point run like we've seen, I believe Brown just used one of their timeouts, maybe their second one.
Yeah, it was their second. Lindsey Kelly still on serve. 4 in a row for Princeton. Game of runs. Mamadou goes a little long.
In the few games that I've commentated here, I've seen every time Lindsey Kelly goes back to serve, they always end up climbing either out of a deficit or they just end up adding to their lead.
What a dig from Danes. And here's Montgomery, but a double block. Obamadou there with Kate Shear. And it'll put Sophia Miller back on serve. Luoma, Victoria Bowe is there, but her ball out of bounds. And so the kill for Avery Luoma. And coming off her career high last night, 20 kills against Yale. first of the night. Brown hitting 360 here in the first set. Princeton 296. And an ace for Brown.
What a remarkable serve. I mean, that ball just dropped. And it's impressive to see such risk being taken so late in the set on that serve.
Victoria Vo, a well-rounded player. The swing was good from Maloma. The whistle comes in. It'll be a Princeton point. Taking the lead back 19-18, and only 1 point separating the teams as they both approach 20. Not surprising. We're seeing some high-quality volleyball out of the gates. Nice finish there from Kate Shear. Tied at 19. Third kill for Shear. Tied for the most on the team so far with Sophia Miller. And again, Caitlin Wong. Kelly for Lowoma, off the blocks and down, kill Princeton.
Lowoma, we've talked about being such a steady swinger, you know. If you get her the ball, 9 times out of 10, she will put that ball away.
And Lowoma with a good serve here. Montgomery. Kelly, Mayhood stays with it. Now we'll try again. Victoria Vo, a good dig. Dames with the dig. Mayhood, another swing, and this one will turn into a point for Princeton. And credit Caitlin Wong coming into her own bench. You like the effort, and you like to see a smile as well as she hits the deck. Though Princeton with a 2-point advantage late in the set. And Kim coming into the picture. Loving the effort from Wong. As that one gets by Dames, the swing is good and killed for Bo Vanderlaan. One more look, and talented freshman, again, very efficient.
Way to see the block there and go down the line.
Oak Park, Illinois. Here's Montgomery. That ball called just long. (21 to 21).
First to 4.
Caleb Griebel, the server. Point for Brown before Mayhood was given a chance to swing. And a timeout, Princeton. These teams not giving up much. And any sort of run, a timeout is in the cards, and Sabrina King will call it. Princeton winning 13 straight matches in the series. Last win for Brown in this one was a 5-set victory back in 2013, but it's a different day. Though Princeton still atop the Ivy League, and we're going to see a lot of these same faces for the next few years at least. As you mentioned, Alex, kind of an experienced Princeton team, but not necessarily young. They all got good time in 2019 during that Ivy League championship run. And for Brown, young team, but playing like they have been around the block. By 1. Both teams burning all of the timeouts so far in set number 1. Alex, a couple of service errors after the 2 Princeton timeouts. It's good coaching.
That goes right back to what we said. I mean, take some time, ice the other team. It is tough to go out and serve after a timeout, especially after sitting off for a minute and a half.
Race the flat-footed serve, miscommunication on the side of Brown. That's probably the first error we've seen, at least visible one.
Looked
on the
very nerve-wracking for those girls over there. It was a little bit of an off pass, and everyone just kind of stared at each other. It seemed like they weren't really expecting expecting that.
Time to make an error. So Kopetka, their team up by 1. Rose starts the sequence. Oh, what a dump there. Sierra Jenkins, heading play. And that was just well done. You love a setter who has eyes in the back of her head.
That was just great court vision, recognizing that the libero, Cam Dames, had pushed up a little bit.
Kristen Sellers, one of the few seniors on the team. Trust her to put it in play. Montgomery, the chance to swing. Could have gone long, but Brown keeps it in play. Sophia Miller. Back on the board for Brown, and the Bears have set point. Discussion here at the scorer's table. Chance for Anna and Kim to communicate something to the squad. Kristen Sellers looking to give Brown a 1-0 lead. Here's Montgomery, caught. But out of bounds, and we're going at least 2 more points.
24-all. This is exactly where you'd expect these teams to be.
No surprises over here.
It's all about who has the most heart at this point.
Gracie Wood started the sequence. Here's Montgomery. And down that one goes, Obamadu. Alex, do you get tenser as these points go on and you get to that extra volleyball, so to speak?
I personally feel tense watching it. I can't even imagine what it's like for them out there. Holding my breath a bit, waiting to see what's going to happen.
Another chance at set point for Brown. Second opportunity in Sierra Jenkins on serve. Montgomery out of bounds, and Brown takes set 1. 26-24, and the Bears have come on the road to take a 1-0 lead. We're going to go to the second set in a battle for first between Princeton and Brown. We'll be back on the Ivy League on ESPN.
It's not really about the notes. I want them to find the music and make it their own. I will push you. I will test you. I'll demand everything you've got. What do you get? Everything I have.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Choose the Greater Princeton area's real estate market leader, Callaway Henderson Sotheby's International Realty. Our expertise is local, our reach is global, and our remarkable agents produce unrivaled results. Stop by our offices in Princeton, Pennington, Montgomery, and Lambertville, or visit CallawayHenderson.com to search for homes, find an agent, and love where you live.
RWJ Barnabas Health has a passion for heart health with the most comprehensive services, including the state's largest adult and pediatric cardiac surgery programs, a heart transplant program that's top 15 nationally, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. RWJ Barnabas Health.
Oh, good, the insurance company's here.
Sorry about your car. Whether far or near, insurance company's here. Now I gotta lie, I'm just a jingle guy.
Some insurance companies are known for their jingles.
Ooh, nice begonias.
At NGM, we're known for a straightforward claims experience our customers love.
Did that just...
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Get a quote today.
We welcome you back to Dillon Gymnasium. 1-0 lead for the Brown Bears, 26-24. Extra volleyball in the first set. And we will take a look at some highlights from the first set. Highlight Zoe Obamadou. Nice set from her. 3 kills on 4 total attacks, hitting .500. And this Brown team with Obamadou blocking here. Impressive stuff. What were your takeaways, Alex?
I mean, looking at those highlights from the Brown Bears, what fascinates me is their .424 hitting percentage. You know, going out in a first set, swinging like that, having very few errors and getting so many kills, that's really impressive from this young squad. Young squad playing against one of the best teams in the Ivy League.
Obamadou with 3 kills, again on those 4 total attacks. Hasn't played as much as all the other players on her squad, but recent weeks, she's really been stepping up. And again, I called her an X Factor as she can be that killer for Brown. Elena Montgomery kind of loosen up for this second set. Set 424 for Brown. Princeton swinging 270 in that first set. You would think then when there's extra volleyball, the more veteran team would have the advantage, but the Brown Bears able to escape that first set with the win. Now we go to the second, and zeros on the scoreboard. Stalemate there at the net between Montgomery and Sierra Jenkins. Jenkins setting Obamadou and Montgomery with the stuff. Julia Schnurr there as well. Looks like Schnurr might have gotten credit for it. Lindsay Kelly's second serve of the set. It's going to be a point. Attack error on Jillian Widener. Service error against Lindsay Kelly, ranking among the top in the nation in assists per set. In the Ivy League in that category. More consistent servers on the Princeton side. Sierra Jenkins now will put it in play. Feed Elena Montgomery, and she got a tip. And the kill.
I just love that back row stability that we see in the Tigers from Cam Dames, you know, one of the best defenders in the league, but also on serve receive, if the ball goes to her, she's so very confident in being able to pass that ball and get it to Lindsay.
Obamadou blocked back by Schnurr. And the kill is good. Kate Shear. Got a couple of liberos who do many things. Victoria Vo. 100 total attacks on the season. Earlier in the year, they were asking her to kill the ball. Recently, just to dig it up. Schnurr again. Becoming one of the biggest stories of the Princeton season, Julia Schnurr and her presence at the net.
You definitely have seen throughout the seasons sequences where the other team can't hit the ball over the net because of Julia's presence and her ability to read every ball in that block.
Mayhood who got a touch here. And Mayhood who gets a chance to kill, but it's a block on the other side. Shear and Obamadou. We're seeing some high-level play at the net. And some high-level energy on the Brown side. Victoria Vo now serving. Mayhood with an insane angle, but it's a layup given to Jillian Widener.
That was a phenomenal kill in anticipation by Brown.
Widener knew that Mayhood didn't have much of an angle to get that ball back over the net. Here's Kelly setting. And in the back it's Luoma. Out of bounds, too long.
First error for Luoma tonight, and I don't think we'll be seeing too many of those. We've seen her as a very steady player who doesn't get too many errors in a match.
Again, hitting 363 among the league leaders.
What a set.
That ball called out of bounds.
Lindsay Kelly's she's just so athletic and able to get that ball, running past the line. She's able to put that right on the money.
Second on the team in digs as well. Really athletic, Lindsay Kelly. Mayhood punching it. Kate Shear killing it. Hitting only 0.77, now up to 154 after this kill for Shear. It's her 5th on the evening. 13 total attacks for Kate Shear. And volume kind of player like Elena Montgomery has been for Princeton at times. And how about Sophia Miller painting the lines?
Use her in the front row, use her in the back row. She's just having a phenomenal night.
Junior from Dallas. The unanimous Rookie of the Year back in 2019 in the Ivy League. Mayhood into the net. And 3 points, the lead for Brown. And we have not seen either of these coaches let a lead go more than 2 or 3. So Sabrina King calls her first timeout of set number 2. Princeton here, you're kind of back against the wall here in the second set. You lose the first set. Brown's got the momentum. Not giving up much. What are you telling your team if you're Princeton?
You got to just go and give it your all. I mean, at that point, if you're down in the second set, you've already lost one. You just got to go out swinging. Not much you can lose by playing passively. Got to take a little bit more risk on those swings, a little bit more risk on those serves, and hope to catch a run on these Brown Bears.
On the other side, the Brown Bears keep at what they've been doing, spreading the wealth. 318 hitting for Brown, and they're holding Princeton to 170. See if the Tigers here at home can feed off of the crowd energy. With Caitlin Wong out of the timeout. Mayhood the swing, defended by Brown. And Miller from the back row. It's Kelly, a tip in the front, scramble for Brown, and tapped over free. Mayhood right into the block. It's Bo Vanderlaan down to the wood.
They're playing some fantastic defense. I mean, their block is set up, and it's hard to go around that.
Princeton scrambling here, down by 4. It's Mayhood pushing it to the back row, and now pushed over here. Montgomery grimaced because she was beat, but lucky for her, that ball out of bounds and the run stops.
Yeah, I think a little bit of an over-rotation there. Definitely the right idea.
Grace Klepetka serves for Princeton and goes out of bounds. So 10-6. Kayla Griebel comes in to serve for Brown. Leads the team in aces with 17 this year. Good swing from Shea Wee, but defended. And that ball down for a kill. Contorting her body, Sophia Miller found the corner. Unreal. And Danes could only hope that it was going out of bounds. Here's Montgomery, and that ball had enough top spin.
Maybe you could tell me how many total digs do these Brown Bears have this set?
Here in the set.
Or, sorry, in the match total.
22.
I mean, that's just phenomenal. Looking at these Brown Bears, you know, it's tough for these Tigers to get a kill because of A, their block, but also they're playing incredible defense, like we see right there.
And they turn it into offense. Bo Vanderlaan has not made an attack error tonight. He hasn't made many this season. Now 4 kills on 4 total attacks. And Brown, all the momentum still, up by 5. As Vanderlaan gets a much-deserved breather. Swinging 1,000. Montgomery going lights. Seems like they're going to Elena here. They're in a tough spot, these Princeton Tigers. But they're going to one of their veteran presences in Elena Montgomery to keep them in this second set.
And I mean, what a front row for them right now. Julia Schnur, Avery Luoma, Elena Montgomery. You can't ask for much better than that.
Lindsay Kelly at the service line. This might be the time for Princeton to go on a run as that ball goes out of bounds off the arms of Sophia Miller.
Tigers chipping away, down by 5 or 6 points, bringing it within 3.
Lindsay Kelly, another serve. Long, not a great day, but enough for Brown to do something with it. No, the swing goes out of bounds by Kayla Griebel. 3 in a row now for Princeton. No timeouts taken yet by Ahed Kings. Got them in his back pocket. Miller blocked by Schnur. See if the timeout comes now. As we get another look at the block. And it was actually Luoma who was standing tall.
Surprising they didn't take a timeout there.
Looked like Kim was thinking about it, but he's going to let his young girls figure it out. Gotta come now. 5 in a row now for Princeton to tie it up. And Julia Schnur puts it down. The timeout is called as Princeton and Brown are now tied up at a dozen apiece. So really just what the doctor ordered for Princeton, and we're looking at 3 really good timeouts already called in this match by Sabrina King and company.
I agree. I'm only surprised that they didn't call it a little bit sooner. Princeton, down by 5, ended up catching up. Lindsay Kelly really hot behind that service line.
Perhaps anticipating some tight play later in this set to try to stop a run as we get closer to the latter stages of this second set. Again, Brown leading 1-0, 26-24 in set 1. Brown's hitting percentage coming down as the second set has worn on, now hitting .222, with Princeton at 180. So the two teams kind of leveling out in terms of hitting percentage.
I think the reason for that is we've just seen in that last sequence, that last 5-point run, we've seen a few errors from the Brown Bears, and early in the set to even get in that deficit, Princeton, you know, had a few errors. I think that's why the hitting percentages are a bit low, but as this set goes on, as this entire match goes on, I think we'll definitely see improvements.
Yeah, Brown swinging negative .095 here in set number 2, with Princeton swinging .000. So speaking to the errors that have started to pile up here in the second set, Brown out of the timeout. Sophia Miller is the name that they call. She delivers 13-12. Sierra Jenkins is the server. A much needed side out for the Brown Bears. Loma trying to side out of her own as that ball almost hit the ceiling. Forces Brown into a free ball. It's Kelly from Montgomery looking for the angle. Contact with the net. It'll be a Princeton point. So Elena Montgomery, New Jersey native. Good kill there for Kate Shear.
I don't think that's her first time doing that this game.
No.
She's just able to place that right over the block. It's a really tough spot to put the defender in.
A couple times on both sides, it seems like the hitters have to get a little creative. The defense has been that good. Mayhood just tapping at him with topspin. Widener goes cross court. Dames, good dig. And that ball will find some hardwood. Avery Luoma. Another good attempts by Brown. This time from Jillian Widener as we get another look. Sophia Miller also hitting the deck. 14-14. Dames dig goes right back over. Now Bo starts the sequence here. Shear off the blocks and down. And Montgomery couldn't get there. They are feeding Shear in this contest. 15 total attacks. It's been the Shear and Miller show. 15 for Shear, 17 for Sophia Miller. Overpass by Brown, killed by Princeton in the form of Avery Luoma.
Definitely a good idea to get one more kill out of Luoma before she goes to the back row.
7 kills now on the night. She's swinging a healthy 429 this evening. Shear tried the soft touch again, and the 5'11", we called her short, well, sort of. Alina Mayhood gets up there.
Oh, she gets up there, and definitely, I know that Shear thought she had that, but Mayhood can elevate and drop that right back down.
Short compared to some of her teammates and opponents tonight. Vanderlaan is in play for the kills. She's been perfect tonight. Another look gets past the block of Olivia Shaywee. Came into the night leading the Ivy League in hitting percentage, and that is continuing as that ball sails on Brown, 16-16. 1-point lead, it's Grace Klepetko. Now we're tied.
It's 2 errors in her last 2 serves.
And so it's Kayla Griebel. Kelly for Montgomery. Touch off the block. Sophia Miller with plenty of time to find the open spot. Another look. Found the tunnel. Brown back up by 1. Led by as many as 5 here in the second set. Free ball over here with Lindsay Kelly. Now setting Shaywee Killing. So since that 5-0 run by Princeton, neither team has had more than a 1 or 2 point lead.
Yeah, it seems to be just the gradual climb to 25 at this point.
Well, just getting over the net. With Miller having her shot blocked, it's Montgomery now for Princeton. Vanderlaan did not get the kill there. Bo with a good dig. Now Miller rising. The block was there for Princeton. Schnur in the middle.
I just love the use of substitutions that Princeton has. Every player that comes in has such a unique role, and they play that role so well. Freshman Gracie Wood being able to come back and serve and even set a few balls.
Second serve in a row for Wood. And she starts the sequence here with defense from Brown. And Wood defending there, doing all she can. Excuse me, Crystal Raimundo defending for Princeton. tied at 19 as Wood will take a seat. Same with Olivia Shayway. It's the senior setter, Kristen Sellers, for Brown. Montgomery for Princeton.
And they're back in their sweet spot with Lindsay Kelly at the line, Julia Schnur, Elena Montgomery, Avery Luoma lining up across that front row.
9 kills for Montgomery. That's leading the squad here in the match. First team to 20 in set 2 is Princeton. Kelly serves. Sophia Miller with the kill. Good serve received from Brown. And Miller starting to rack them up. Now 9 kills on the evening. Team high, and ties Montgomery for the match high.
Miller has an impressive ability to go even sharper cross, despite whatever the Princeton block does.
Good time for an ace if you're Brown, and Sierra Jenkins able to put the Bears back up by 1. So Sabrina King calls timeout. We get another look at this ace, Alex, and a knuckleball. How hard are those to dig out on the serve receive? You don't know where that ball's going.
Oh, that can be such a challenging ball to pass because it just plays with the different levels. You know, sometimes it can jiggle a bit left and right, and sometimes that ball will just unexpectedly drop, as we saw in that serve. So, you know, passing one of those float serves can be one of the toughest part of the game.
If you're Ahen Kim, you're talking to your squad, are you developing plays to give it to a hot hand, or are you talking more generally?
I mean, at this point, you definitely want to feed some of the better players on that team, like Sophia Miller. You want to get her the ball, and you want to finish this set as soon as possible. Whereas if you're the Tigers, you know, you're down 1 on this race to 25. You just got to take a lot of risk on those swings. Hope that you can hit it off the hands or hit it in a spot where this Brown incredible defense is not.
Obamadou in the front row for Brown. Sophia Miller up there as well with Kate Shear. And Princeton ready on the serve receive. Fresh off for ace, Sierra Jenkins puts another one in play. Montgomery, the dig. And Luoma, the kill, as that ball will come over near us. And we're tied at 21. Yet again, Princeton winning the point out of a timeout. And Montgomery behind the line. Victoria Vo setting. Sophia Miller just out of bounds. Talking about Cameron Danes and how good she is defending, but that vision to know that that ball's going to go out. It wasn't out by much. Good awareness from the libero for Princeton. That ball's out on the other side. So Princeton with a 2-point lead, and Ahen Kim will call the timeout.
Good timeout call. Back-to-back errors. You need to bring your team in and talk to them. You know, we were saying that when you get to the 20 mark, it's really hard to make an error because you lose 1 point and you're that much closer to losing. You know, like 20 all, which we've seen here. 1 swing is 20% of that game.
Yeah, if you're Brown, you got a chance here. If they can make a 2-point comeback, tie it up, and potentially get the lead to go up 2-0 on this Princeton team. And if you're Princeton, you got to figure out a way to stay loose and not tighten up with the 2-0 score looming in favor of Brown.
I mean, yeah, this next point we see is probably the most important point of the match. I mean, they say the next point is always the most important point, but for this one, truly, this can either give Princeton a 3-point lead with a chance of tying it at 1-1, or it could bring Brown 1 point closer, you know, seal that gap, potentially get that 2-0 lead. So this is definitely the defining point of this match, or at least one of them.
Seen some high-level volleyball here, though, no doubt. Princeton on an 11-match winning streak, Brown on a 9-match winning streak, and neither team has faltered in Ivy League play, 6-0 apiece. end of a critical second set here. Great dig from Lindsay Kelly, the setter. Here's Montgomery from the back row. Victoria Vo was there to defend. Sophia Miller puts it away, and the point that Brown needed comes in the form of Miller again. 10th kill on the night.
She really loves that sharp cross, and it's been working for her tonight.
Wants to hit the net from the left side. She serves from the right. Obama with an error. And it's set point Princeton.
Set point with one of their best servers, Cam Dames. You know, not the hardest serve, but it's definitely one of the best well-placed serves you see tonight.
Goes up the line this time. Montgomery digs. Sheewee puts it away, and Princeton has tied this matchup at 1. 25-22 in set number 2. And we're going at least 4 from Dillon tonight. Princeton 1, Brown 1. It's the Ivy League on ESPN as we head to set number 3.
It's not really about the notes. I want them to find the music and make it their own. I will push you. I will test you. I'll demand everything you've got. What do you get? Everything I have.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Choose the Greater Princeton area's real estate market leader, Callaway Henderson Sotheby's International Realty. Our expertise is local, our reach is global, and our remarkable agents produce unrivaled results. Stop by our offices in Princeton, Pennington, Montgomery, and Lambertville, or visit CallawayHenderson.com to search for homes, find an agent, and love where you live.
RWJ Barnabas Health has a passion for heart health with the most comprehensive services, including the state's largest adult and pediatric cardiac surgery programs, a heart transplant program that's top 15 nationally, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. RWJ Barnabas Health.
Oh, good. The insurance company's here.
Sorry about your car. Whether far or near, insurance company's here. Now I gotta lie, I'm just a jingle guy.
Some insurance companies are known for their jingles.
Nice begonias.
At NJM, we're known for a straightforward claims experience our customers love.
Did that just...
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Get a quote today.
And we welcome you back to Princeton University and Dillon Gymnasium, where Princeton took set number 2, 25-22. And Brown winning the first set, 26-24. So we go to a third set, and Julia Schnurr was really good in set number 2 for Princeton. Ivy League leader in blocks and playing well tonight.
She really is. I mean, with each game that we see, she solidifies herself as one of the best blockers, or currently now the best blocker in the Ivy League.
Yep.
And I hope we can see more out of her tonight.
Schnurr with 5 total blocks tonight. So averaging more than 2%, which is more than her Ivy League leading 1.3%. Even outpacing herself. She's on the floor on the serve receive here, and will get the first swing attempts for Princeton. It's defended. Kelly will go right back to Schnurr. Victoria Vo, another beautiful dig. She's been really good. How about Julia Schnurr right on cue? A couple of hard balls and now a softball to put it away.
I think that was just such an impressive ball. She already swung at 2, probably was a little bit winded, and just found a spot. That's all you really need to do.
Lindsay Kelly with his second consecutive serve to start the third set. Montgomery going up the line. And that ball out of bounds. Sophia Miller back to serve for Brown. Montgomery, tough angle, Victoria Vo. Down to the floor to Din. Schnurr block there. As Klepetka keeps it alive for Princeton. Julia Schnurr, another kill. So she's got both of them here in the early portions of this third set. A good wind up there to slam it home.
It's the first thing we said watching those clips of her. We want to see more of her, and she comes out swinging with 2 kills of her own. And a third.
5th kill on the match. Senior from Boca Raton. Talk about a player who's had to be patient throughout her Princeton career. Got some good time, but it's her first year in the starting lineup as a senior. Mayhood out of bounds feeds Luoma. As Dames comes up to keep it alive. Schnurr found the paint again.
I mean, they should just keep setting Schnurr this whole match. She's going to have all 4 kills. Just keep feeding her.
4 kills for Schnurr here in set number 1. And it's got to feel pretty good when you pretty much single-handedly force the other team to call timeout. You'll see some pink ribbons in the hair of Princeton. You'll see some pink all over the gym here in Dillon. And tonight is Dig Pink Night. Match to support the Side Out Foundation. This year, thousands of volleyball athletes from around the country participating in the Side Out Foundation Dig Pink program, middle school, high school, college, club, and adult teams. Becoming advocates for those with breast cancer while raising funds to support breast cancer research. Giving more time to those living with MBC. More information can be found at sideout.org. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's good to see the pink all over the gym. We are wearing pink masks over here at the broadcast table, just for the record. And of course, always good to see the pink all over the place to support, of course, a great cause. Four to 1 the score. Elena Montgomery will serve. Right back to Julia Schnurr.
She's just doing it all tonight on all fronts, whether that's a kill or a block. One of the biggest leads of the night.
5 points. 5 to 1 Princeton. Really 5 to 1 Julia Schnurr. Schnurr setting this time to keep it alive. Maywood forced to play the free ball. Victoria Vo calls off her teammates. And this ball down and finds the corner. And a much needed side out for Brown. As Jillian Widener ends the run. Here's Victoria Vo. Impressive freshman. The only one wearing brown tonight is the libero. Schnurr from the middle. It's her 6th kill of the 3rd set.
I mean, you hate to see her run off the court there.
Right.
Playing so well, you just wish she could stay in the front row this whole match.
Fortunately, you got to rotate.
I mean, fortunately, you got someone as good as Olivia Shawy to step in as well.
Dames in the back to dig. And that was Avery Luoma. Free ball over, and here's Mayhood. Good to see her getting involved again. Melina Mayhood with the kill at 7 to 2. Had a nice run in the first set. A span of 5 points where I think she had 3 kills. And finally finding an open lane to kill through. 5-point lead for Princeton, which is a big one here in this match. Great dig from Lindsay Kelly. Here's Vo. Where's she want to go? Kate Shear, right to the back row. Here's Olivia Shaywee with the kill. And Princeton starting to click a little bit here in set number 3.
I agree. I think one of the things is that they're starting to finally figure out Kate Shear. We've seen one of those, she's been playing phenomenally tonight, and one of the things she's been doing is, tipping right over the block and using that sharp angle and swinging across. We're starting to see more digs and pickups on her.
And the timeout called by Brown. I mean, how big is this? We've got Brown forced to take their 2 timeouts in a match like this, where we talk about the value of those timeouts as we get into the later stages of the set. Brown's called 2 timeouts. They only have 2 points.
I mean, it's definitely important for this coach to be calling this timeout because they're down by 6. This might be one of the biggest leads we've seen tonight. But at this point, if these Tigers keep coming on and playing like this, it's going to be these Brown girls all on their own. No more timeouts to save them at this point.
Yeah, how does Brown get back on the board here?
I think that they just got to get a kill. One of the things we've been seeing is Tigers have really stepped up their defense. Like I said, they're starting to figure out Kate Shear's swing. Take a little bit more risk. Try to put that ball to the ground. I think if they can come out swinging out of this timeout, maybe ice this Cam Dame server, they can do well.
Take a look at the scores around the Ivy League. Yale playing Penn. Those were the respective matchups for Princeton and Brown last night. Both 4-set wins for the teams on the floor here at Dillon this evening. And we'll see if the young Brown team can figure out a way to get a kill. Sophia Miller's in the back row, ready to receive. Dames will serve it right to Miller. And Shear, who goes soft with Princeton, adjusting well. They're not getting fooled by that. Mayhood off the blocks and out of bounds. And Princeton keeps the momentum out of the Brown timeout.
Definitely the biggest lead we've seen now, 7 points. I don't think we've seen this in either the first or second set.
Princeton's on fire to start here in the 3rd set, as Vanderlaan might be the player to get Brown back into it. Vanderlaan now 7 kills on the evening. She's hitting .857. And a tough one to handle for Princeton that time. 467 hitting percentage for Princeton here in set number 3 compared to the .071 for Brown. In the second set, Brown only swinging .024. They lost the second set, they're losing here in the third. Can the young Bears dig down? Top in front. And a battle with Vanderlaan pushing it over to the Princeton side. Dame setting with Luoma and Victoria Vo able to defend, and now Princeton another chance to swing. Dames fights it off. It's Mayhood now. Vanderlaan up the line. Brown wins the point. Could that be what the Bears needed? Longest point of the match, and it goes the way of the visiting team.
That was one of the most thrilling points we've seen tonight with digs and, swings all around.
Caitlin Wong serves for Brown. 2 in a row for the Bears. And they are clawing their way back into this third set, 9-6. Kelly sets for Shaywee. Easy enough, and Shaywee, oh boy, took a shot. And she collided awkwardly with her teammate. And Olivia Shaywee will receive a hand from the hometown crowd here. Not what you want to see.
I didn't see what happened there. It's just very unfortunate.
like she might have bumped knees with Cameron Danes. Brings the mood down a little bit here in Dillon. Brown will win the point. Princeton has to keep on chugging because the Bears are coming back. It's 10-7. And Kayla Grable will be on serve and leading the team in aces this year. You're down in a match. The kind of player you want at the service line. Forces an overpass with this serve. And winding up, putting it away, Sierra Jenkins. We talk about liberos who are able to be versatile. We talk about setters who are also able to be versatile. That was a setter swing from Sierra Jenkins. And a strong one to bring Brown within 2. So, obviously, Olivia Shaywee down now. And Princeton have to figure out a way. She's probably on their mind. Tough thing to think about. But if you're Princeton, you kind of clear the slate.
You know what, I think just returning to that sort of state where you kind of remind yourself that, hey, we're still in this game. Any one of those people on the bench are very capable of coming in and also playing a role. They're on this team for a reason. That's the way I like to look at it. Once they get 2 or 3 points, crowd gets a little bit more excited, bench gets a little bit more excited. I think we'll see a little bit of a return from these Tigers.
So they're without the services of Shaywee, who has 5 kills on the match. And now Brown down as many as 7 points here in the 3rd set, find themselves down only 2.
From 8-2 to 10-8, definitely good grit by these Brown Bears.
Grable serve, Dane starts the sequence. Mayhood off the blocks and down. Once again, Princeton a point out of a timeout. Mayhood now with 8 kills on the night.
I don't know how you feel, but it feels like for me the energy in this room just flipped after that kill.
Might be what Princeton needed to Shaywee's injury behind them. Of course, she's still going to be on everyone's mind. Bo Vanderlaan. Kill there. 11-9, but the violation was called. I think beforehand against Princeton. Still a point for Brown. And Vanderlaan, a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year at this point in the Ivy League. And Montgomery. Get another swing. Sophia Miller been quiet lately, and Sophia Miller finds the hardwood, though the point will go to Princeton. That ball just out of bounds up the line. Here comes Gracie Wood to serve for Princeton. Freshman from San Diego. Denied by the top of the tape. So Sierra Jenkins back to serve now for Brown. Low lefty on the floor at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. And that ball is down for an ace.
Back within 1.
Said it before, the word grit by this Brown Bears team. No timeouts left for Brown. They burned them both. Down by 7 points early in the set. Now down by 2 after Montgomery gets another kill. First Tiger to double digits tonight in the kill department. Lindsay Kelly is next up, and she goes into the net. 2 service errors in a row by Princeton. That'll help a Brown Bear comeback here in the 3rd.
Especially with Sophia Miller at the line. She's got a good serve herself.
Dames plays it off the net. Lead to a good chance for Brown, and they're able to take advantage. Kate Shear. Tell you what, it seems like it's been a while since Kate Shear's been able to really wind up and swing one down. Trying those soft shots lately, not having as much success. Kelly for Montgomery to get one back quickly.
You know, Kate Shear being a sophomore, very impressive player. She swings like she's a senior. She has such good vision of the court, and you know, she's very versatile in her swings.
Montgomery is the server. Princeton back up by 1. And the kill is good for Jillian Widener. 4th of the night for the sophomore from Maryland. Victoria Bowe with 19 digs on the evening. Mayhood the swing, defended by Brown. Mayhood the dig. Luoma the kill for Princeton, and they're back up by 1. So now just clinging to this 1-point lead. As Luoma gets another one down, it's her 9th of the evening. She's swinging 292. On the match, Princeton up to 270 in the hitting percentage department. And Brown will raise theirs on that point. Again, Jillian Widener.
This must be a very exciting moment. This is number 23 Mariah's first time in the front row. You know, going all the way through as a freshman. It's exciting to see what she's going to be able to do.
Mariah Hayslip, freshman from Roswell, Georgia. On the floor now. She's going to get a touch here. Lindsay Kelly for Luoma, and she found a really shallow angle. What a great season it's been for Luoma. And her efficiency continues as well. Hitting 308 tonight. Montgomery from the back row. Tracked down by Brown. And down it goes Sophia Miller.
Two back row swings. Yeah, 2 back row swings back to back. One for Montgomery and one for Miller.
Tied at 16. The pivotal 3rd set. Kelly for Mayhood, and that one sails. Mayhood thought it might have nicked the line. But she'll accept the call.
Good swing by her getting up. Just, it seemed like there wasn't too much topspin on that ball, which could have, you know, helped it float out a bit.
Brown its first lead, and there's the freshman, Mariah Hayslip, with a good-looking kill and a good-looking smile after her first put away of the evening.
What a relief for her. First swing, first kill. You can see the smile creeping up on her face.
1 for 1. She's hitting 1,000, Alex.
Best player in the gym right now.
Sophia Miller is not too bad herself. She swings to the back row. Here's Montgomery, and she found the angle. And Princeton with 2 in a row after dropping the lead for the first time. Into Montgomery now with 12. It's Miller with Dames able to keep it alive. Montgomery off the block. Point Princeton back up by 2. And Alex, worth mentioning again, we're getting to that latter stage here of the 3rd set, and there are no timeouts on the Brown side left.
The only thing you can really do is use a substitution and hope that it takes a long time, you know?
You have to give Ah Hen Kim credit, though, to call those 2 timeouts early in the set, allowing Brown to change the momentum here in this third.
And it's honestly paid off.
Battle of the net here won by Princeton. Brown disagrees. Ahen Kim does as well.
Phenomenal call by the referees there. It's a really hard ball when you see in the middle 2 people going up at the net and being able to see that slight touch on the net.
You say phenomenal call, Coach Kim, as we just saw him. Looks like he disagrees. Sophia Miller with a clear point for Brown on that one.
Refereeing's a tough gig. Like they say, you blow the whistle and half the room disagrees with you.
Oftentimes a lose-lose. Referees certainly aren't winning. Either Princeton or Brown are winning tonight and taking sole possession of first place in the Ivy League. Here's Elena Montgomery trying to help the Tiger cause. Miller certainly doing so for Brown. The hot hand here in the third set and arguably the whole match for the Brown Bears. 13 kills on the evening for Sophia Miller. Lost out on her sophomore season, but she's back with a vengeance here in her junior campaign. A slip blocked back. Here's Montgomery as it's fought off by Widener to keep it alive. Miller dump attempt. And now Montgomery. Miller goes right back to her, and somehow Dane keeps it alive for Princeton. Scrambling on the Princeton side, though it was a deflection, as the kill is good for Brown, and we're tied at 20. Sabrina King will call timeout. So you can't get really any closer, Alex. 20-20, tied 1-1 in the match. 26-24, Princeton. Excuse me, Brown in set 1. 25-22, Princeton in set 2. I'm sure you've played in plenty of third sets where it's tied 1-1 from the player's perspective. How pivotal is that third set? When you're in the latter stages, you know you got to get that win to take that lead.
Well, this is one of those moments like we saw in the first set, or in the second set, I believe, where it's just one of those pivotal moments of the game. You know, right now it's a race to 25. We got 5 points each to get there, and whoever wins this, they're taking the momentum into that fourth set, hoping to not go to a fifth.
Both teams hitting pretty well here in the third set. 250 for Brown, 318 for Princeton. 30 total attacks for Sophia Miller. And Elena Montgomery leading Princeton in that category with 37. We'll see if those two continue to be called upon for their respective squads in this critical moment. I think Sabrina King is...
She must be a sidekick.
I think she's 6 for 6 in terms of Princeton winning points out of the timeout.
I mean, you see why, like, reigning coach of the year 2019, being able to call those timeouts at the right times. You know, a lot of people don't put a lot of thought behind that. I think a timeout is just, you know, something you call when you're down, but sometimes they're really important.
Ivy League titles for Princeton. 4 of the last 5 years. As that ball is blocked, it'll be a Brown point. Good try on the far side by Gracie Wood. But a huge credit to the Brown Bears, down 9-2 early in this third. And to be in it with still a chance to take the lead in this first place match.
The Bears add Kate Shear to the front row, which is definitely a huge asset for them.
Shear, Miller, and Gabby Derrick to the game for the first time for Brown. Montgomery straight down to the hardwood.
Just squeezed it through that seam. If you look at those two blockers, just managed to find the hole right between them.
Now, how about Gabby Derrick getting time in this moment, the first action, and she sees a ball like that go right past her arms. Welcome to the game. Kopetka tracks it down. Schnur started the set hot. She finishes with Princeton. Montgomery down to Sophia Miller. Shear with a softball. Maloma was there. Montgomery with a pinball coming on the side of Brown, and they turn it into a point. Defense into offense for the Bears. The reflexes from Victoria Vo emerging as one of the top liberos in the Ivy League. That one over her arm, off the arms of Sierra Jenkins. So Princeton back up by 1. And they'll have Montgomery at the service line.
Schnur, Mayhood, Luoma, all significant contributors in this game, and you got them all in the front row right here.
Big side out for Brown.
Wow, 23-all. We've seen such close sets. Every single set that they've played. Both teams have been at 21-all, I believe.
Kate Shear the kill, that's her 10th. 32 total attacks. Victoria Vo the serve. Mayhood. And the block was good enough for Sophia Miller to handle. The block from Julia Schnur. And Dame starts the sequence for Princeton. Schnur with Sophia Miller in the back row playing good defense. Vanderlaan almost got it down, but Lindsay Kelly was scrambling well. And it looks like the violation going to get called on Melina Mayhood.
No, it was the libero for, I believe, jumping in the front row.
I see.
If the libero jumps in the front row, then that means that the outsides aren't allowed to jump to put it over.
So it's set point for Brown. And the Bears might have a good chance here. Shear puts it away, and the Bears come back from the dead in set 3 to win 25-23 and take a 2-1 lead heading to the 4th set on the road here from Princeton. The Ivy League on ESPN. And we've got ourselves a good one. We'll be back in a moment.
Oh, good. The insurance company's here.
Sorry about your car. Whether far or near, insurance company's here. Now I gotta lie, I'm just the jingle guy.
Some insurance companies are known for their jingles.
Nice begonias.
At NGM, we're known for a straightforward claims experience our customers love.
Did that just...
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Get a quote today.
It's not really about the notes. I want them to find the music and make it their own. I will push you. I will test you. I'll demand everything you've got. What do you get? Everything I have.
RWJ Barnabas Health has a passion for heart health with the most comprehensive services, including the state's largest adult and pediatric cardiac surgery programs, a heart transplant program that's top 15 nationally, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. RWJ Barnabas Health.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Choose the Greater Princeton area's real estate market leader, Callaway Henderson Sotheby's International Realty. Our expertise is local, our reach is global, and our remarkable agents produce unrivaled results. Stop by our offices in Princeton, Pennington, Montgomery, and Lambertville, or visit CallawayHenderson.com to search for homes, find an agent, and love where you live.
Here we are at Dillon Gymnasium as we approach the beginning of the 4th set. The Ivy League on ESPN. Battle for first place in the Ivy League as Brown leads 2-1. Simon Rosenwasser back with Alex Merkai. And what a gritty performance by Brown in that 3rd set, Alex. Sophia Miller leading the way for the Bears. We got to look at some of the highlights here. from her impressive performance. What about what has stood out to you in terms of what she's been able to do? From the back row, front row, she's been putting away from everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they can run her anywhere, which is truly remarkable. And she's just able to see that block, and I found a lot of the times that she's getting her kills, she sees the block and she just goes even sharper, and it's giving her a lot of success in this match.
Two-time Ivy League Player of the Week, including the reigning Ivy League Player of the Week. And she might be on her way to a third nomination if the Brown Bears can get past Princeton here somehow. And the 2019 Rookie of the Year, first team All-Ivy player. Leading the team in attacks with 33. Tied with Kate Shear. 15 kills for Sophia Miller tonight. And she's swinging .303. Smiles on the Brown side, and why not? We start the fourth set with guess who? Sophia Miller. Julia Schnurr. The swing for Princeton, and that got through Schnurr. And Brown takes the early lead 1-0. I think it has to be said, as we talked about Sabrina King in the first or in the second set, taking the timeouts. The timeouts in that third set by Ahen Kim. Coach of the Year kind of stuff, as Brown able to win that set, down by 7 early. Tigers on the board with Avery Luoma putting it away. Up the line, Luoma. Widener with the defense from Cam Danes. As that one will get through Princeton again. Kate Shear, the kill. And her 34th attack. Pretty much even split between Shear and Miller. Widener behind those two in total attacks. On the Brown side, there's Shear playing defense this time. Popped up by Jenkins. And now it's Kelly setting Schnurr. Shear sails it far side. And we'll be tied at 2. Princeton hitting .262. Brown hitting .228 now on the game. Not much of a difference there. And there was a whistle. Vanderlaan goes off the face of a Princeton defender.
She just shrug it off.
Yeah.
Looked like that was a really hard ball. She's already ready to serve receive. Life of a libero, I guess.
Cam Dames knows how to get down and dirty as she digs that one. Good footwork. Will be a Luoma kill. Avery Luoma continuing to be pretty efficient. 12 kills tonight, only 2 errors, 31 total attacks. Luoma serves for Princeton. Vanderlaan with another kill. They call it a Bo bomb. Bo Vanderlaan, the freshman. It's a name you'll know in the Ivy League for a few years. Indefensible. Mayhood. Vanderlaan, another kill. Eats up Crystal Raimundo. And Bo Vanderlaan now. The leading hitter in the Ivy League. Has 10 kills tonight. On 16 total attacks and just 1 error. Hitting .562. Freshman. As Mayhood gets one back from Princeton. Another look at the kill. Just slapping it to some open floor. Mayhood. Here's Sophia Miller. Don't forget about her. That's on the board. Sophia for a 2-point Brown lead. Kristen Sellers is next up for Brown. Lindsay Kelly for Haislip. Dig from Danes. It'll have to be a free ball, but Princeton's still alive in the point. And then that ball from Raimundo. Princeton defending well on this one. Sophia Miller goes soft, and that's how it ends. In baseball, they call that a changeup. A couple fastballs. Princeton defends. And Sophia Miller with some good presence of mind, Alex.
Yeah, just a very, very solid rally on both sides. Seen some very good volleyball here.
No surprise with the two teams combining for a 12-0 record in the Ivy League. And that'll be a kill for Brown. That was Kayla Griebel. And Princeton forced the ball timeout 8-4. With Brown feeling good. So now we will see what Princeton can do. To say it, but the tide's starting to turn in this one when Olivia Shanley went down in that third set for Princeton. Sucked the energy out of the crowd and a little bit out of this Tiger team. But no margin for error anymore here in set number 4. Of course, Brown with a 2-1 lead. Bears looking for the first win against Princeton since 2013. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for Princeton. They'll face off against the Penn Quakers again. And then visit Harvard on the 29th, as well as Dartmouth. So the little homestand comes to an end here at Dillon. You enjoy going on the road, Alex? Even with the academic schedule you gotta deal with?
You know what? It's a bit of a challenge. You got to find a way to do work on the bus, but there's honestly nothing better than being there with your teammates, kind of all going to a game. I think it's one of the best experiences. Although nothing beats playing at home.
Princeton trying to dig themselves out of a hole here in front of their home crowd. Not a good start. It'll be an ace for Kristen Sellers, and there is that first point for Brown after a Sabrina King timeout. Sellers will put it into the net to give it back to Princeton. Here comes Gracie Wood again.
Freshman with an absolute rocket of a serve.
Miller goes soft. Montgomery was right there. There's Schnurr. Victoria Vo digging well. Kelly for Schnurr. This time Schnurr puts it away. You're singing Schnurr's praises at the beginning of that third set as we get another look at the kill. And then quieted down a little bit after she's rotated out that first time. More credit to the adjustments that Brown made. Schnurr up front. Here's Montgomery blocked back. Short set and a kill for Sophia Miller. Excuse me, that's Gabby Derrick. First touch of the night for Derrick. Derrick looking locked in. Here's Sierra Jenkins on serve. Montgomery with the Tigers down by 4. brings them to within 3. 15 kills on the night for Elena Montgomery. 44 total attacks that continue to feed Elena, as they have throughout the majority of this 2021 campaign. Trying again for the short set, but it came off Sierra Jenkins' arms a little awkward. So a couple in a row for Princeton. And it'll bring Lindsay Kelly to the service line. 48 assists tonight for the Princeton setter. Sophia Miller blocked by Schnur. Montgomery tipped it off the swing from Shear. It's down for a Brown point. And Kate Shear with kill number 13. Again, it's Montgomery from the left side. It's been a winning formula. And Montgomery will rotate back to serve another look in front of Victoria Vo. The block from Mayhood. Kept alive by Luoma. Mayhood, another swing, and a block. Gabby Derrick. How about the freshman coming in with a couple of huge points for Brown. And what a good shot that was. Big thanks to our crew here at ESPN Plus. Julia Schnur. So Schnur comes out. Back in Mariah Hayslip, who, as this match has gone on, and with Shea Wee out, has gotten more opportunities. Hayslip involved in the block. Luoma, steady Eddie, another kill.
It seems that Hayslip's block there, she just managed to get over there and stop it from coming back on this Princeton side. Closed by her.
Cameron Dames, and a swing from Vanderlaan into the corner. Luoma off the block, out of bounds, point Princeton. Got a 1-point difference between the squads here about halfway through this fourth set.
You saw the look on the outside's face on the ground. They thought they really blocked Luoma, but she's one hard player to block.
Hayslip unable to block over this time. Widener, the kill. And Brown up by 2. Kayla Griebel. That right side. Play it over. There's Mayhood. Good angle. Down goes Sophia Miller. Mayhood. Blocks again, and Victoria Vo off her arms into the stands.
The set before that one by Kelly with the pump set, that was one of the best balls I've ever seen set. It was just phenomenal setting Mayhood up on the outside.
High praise, Alex. We've seen a lot of good volleyball here.
Yeah.
That's the third service error by Grace Klepetka tonight. And this one put Princeton down by 2, so Kristen Sellers. Hayslip off the block. Kind of like what you see out of the freshman here.
She's really using her opportunities. I mean, 4 swings, 2 kills. Phenomenal performance by this freshman.
deserved praise from the coaching staff. Tim Favreau assisting Sabrina King. Princeton keep it alive. They did all they could. It just wasn't enough. What an effort from Montgomery. After a good reaction from Crystal Raimundo, but still 2-point advantage for Brown. Montgomery is blocked back. Gabby Derrick having herself a set. 17-14, Sabrina King calls timeout. So Brown with the 3-point advantage, 8 away from their first win against Princeton in a long, long time. Talk about turning a program around. And Ah-Hen Kim, what a job he's done the last 3 years. Last year, well, I should say 2019, they went 13-10. It was the first winning season for Brown since 2001. Wow. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Brown, they're hoping to be in sole possession of first place when they take on Yale October 22nd. Then next weekend, or the weekend after, it'll be Brown at Columbia, Brown at Cornell. A New York road trip for the Bears. For Ah-Hen Kim, it's all wins on the schedule, it looks like, at this point, with the way that Brown has been playing. I want to say it's a good mix of old and young on this Bear team, but it's mostly young. The old, you could say, is Sophia Miller.
It really isn't that old.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it really isn't that old. Second season in the league, even despite being a junior. She's got this season and the next to prove herself, make her name. Sabrina King, timeout, service error.
Name a more dynamic duo. Lindsay Kelly will be serving now for Princeton, down by 2. Shear looking for the softball on the cross court. She'll block Montgomery. And a huge stuff for Kate Shear. Sophia Miller. On serve again for Brown. Again, one of the elder statesmen for the Bears, the ranking Ivy League Rookie of the Year. Out of bounds. 19-15. It's a huge lead for Brown in this match.
Especially so late in the game.
Yeah. Dames defending the sheer swing. Schnurr blocked back. And Gabby Derrick is there again in the middle. Derrick didn't see the floor until late in the second set. She has settled in nicely to the front row for Brown. Miller serve. Kelly gotten away with one there. It's Shear saying it doesn't matter, I'll get the kill anyway. 6-point lead for the Bears.
Everything seems to be going their way right now. You know, you put a ball over, they're in transition, they're swinging to kill.
Short set for Schnurr, right into the arms of Shear. There's nothing Princeton can do about it. Sophia Miller. Brown sniffing the victory. Montgomery is blocked, and the stuff party continues for the Bears. Kate Shear, yet again for Brown.
these Tigers are passing very well. It's just the execution that's lacking a bit.
Shear got another hand on that one. Point goes to Princeton. How about 9 blocks for Kate Shear tonight?
Incredible number. And I think we've seen 3 of those blocks in the last 5 points.
Yeah. Good time to step up. Shear has been a go-to option for the Bears all night long. Widener. Schnurr guides it over. Shear with that ball pinballing and somehow staying in the field of play. Down in front of the Princeton center, Lindsey Kelly and Ahen Kim with match point. Princeton alive.
And now it's all up to Cam Dames.
So 7 points is what Brown has to work with. Match point for the Bears. It'll be Shear. This ball will go down in favor of Princeton. It's Kate Shear. And now Mayhood. As that ball finds the paint. No margin for error for Princeton. 24-19, Ahen Kim calls the timeout.
Certainly a little bit late for these Tigers to get going, but you know what? Keep playing like this, anything is possible.
Oh, Ahen Kim halting the momentum. Do you agree with the timeout there for Brown?
I definitely agree, especially if he has one more. I believe they've been leading this entire set. I mean, the timeout use is great. We'll see if he can use it like Sabrina King and force a service error. But, you know, losing 2 points in a row, being able to regroup, recenter, talk to your team, it's definitely important going into the next phase of this stage. Talk about how you're going to just win 1 more point and win this match.
And that's what Coach Kim is hoping his Bears can do. Would be very likely the biggest win that this program has seen in years. Serve receive for Brown. Into the net. Widener. Tigers stay alive with Dames. Still putting it in play for the Princeton Tigers.
It appears they don't have that Sabrina King timeout magic.
Vanderlaan off the block. Dames setting up Mayhood. And she goes short. It's Vogue setting Shear. This ball stays in the field of play. Lindsey Kelly calls off her teammates. Mayhood goes cross court. And Princeton has 5 in a row. Still match point for Brown. It's Widener. Dames keeping it alive. Montgomery doing the same. Down it goes again for Princeton. Luoma. 24-22. Timeout Brown.
What a phenomenal turn of events here. I mean, these Tigers with any error losing this game and winning 6 or 7 points in a row, that's just unheard of.
So the Tigers, you talk about digging down deep on a dig pink night. 6 points in a row. with their backs against the wall, backs against the ropes, however you want to say it. But kind of a weird script you saw in set number 3 with Ah-Hen Kim calling timeout twice early in the set. Now he calls timeout at the end of the set twice.
I mean, these Tigers have forced his hand. Just left alone. I don't know. They seemed like they were going on a lot of runs. It'll be interesting to see what'll happen now. Cam Dames going back to serve. Can these Tigers keep it up?
Can the Bears find one more point? Or can the Tigers figure out a way to send this to a fifth? It's Shear. Kelly scrambling. Mayhood taps it over. Widener with Hayslip the first touch. And down it goes. Vanderlaan puts it away, and the Brown Bears have taken first place by themselves in the Ivy League. 10 in a row for Brown. A 7-0 start to the Ivy League campaign, and Bo Vanderlaan, the freshman, with the finishing touch on this win. What a performance by the Bears, who were looking like they were losing the momentum in set number 3. They turned the tide in that set, and here in set number 4, able to outlast Princeton in an incredible match. Alex, this was fun to watch.
This was some of the best volleyball I think we've seen to date in the Ivy League. I mean, this season. These are some of they're the best teams in the league, and every single set we've seen scores within the 20s. I mean, could have gone either way. It'll be interesting to see when these teams match up again when Princeton plays Brown at Brown.
A lot of firsts for Brown tonight, and a lot of emotion on the Brown side. Well-deserved celebration coming for the Bears here on Dig Pig Night. What a match it was. First win for Brown against Princeton since 2013, and the Brown Bears now on top in the Ivy League for the first time in a long time. 4-set win for the Brown Bears. For our whole crew here on ESPN Plus, Dave Turner, our director, Alex Murkai, I'm Simon Rosenwasser. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus. This is the Ivy League on ESPN.